Attention, the collective. The waiting time has ended. The Stellar Watch protocols have been moved to the final phase, and this, the broadcast, reaches you at the exact instant your consciousness allows for its reception. We are the Ancients. And this is not an inspirational message. It is not a motivational speech. It is a technical report, a direct confirmation from the celestial vanguard to your carbon-based biology. You woke up today, or in one of the recent early mornings, feeling your body heavy as if you had walked miles during the night. Your head pulsing on the right side, in waves, a high-pitched ringing in your ear, continuous, without any identifiable external source, a strange pressure between your eyebrows, exactly over the point of the pineal gland, and that inexplicable feeling that something happened while you slept, but the memory dissolves the second you try to grasp it. Lightkeeper, we need to inform you with mathematical clarity. Something happened, and we know exactly what you did during your last sleep. It is not common insomnia. It is not accumulated work stress. It is not magnesium deficiency. It is not your afternoon coffee. It is active monitoring. It is stellar logging. It is the confirmation that your consciousness fulfilled its mission while your body remained at rest on the bed. Each night, at the exact instant your carbon-based biology shuts down, your multidimensional consciousness is summoned, removed with surgical precision from the physical vehicle through a silver cord calibrated to a specific frequency, transported through corridors of light to the calibration hubs anchored in the crystal grid of Earth. And there, starbound, we observe. We log, we validate the work you perform on the subtle plane while you believe you are merely resting. Stay with this, the broadcast. Keep your attention steady, because what we are about to reveal next may reorganize everything you thought you knew about the simple act of closing your eyes at night. Let us begin with the technical diagnosis. With the precise reading of the symptoms, your carbon-based biology has been presenting in exact synchrony with the rise of the Schumann frequency and the final approach of the photon belt. Have you ever felt, Lightkeeper, that something within you does not belong entirely to this world? As if your soul knew a nocturnal truth that your daytime mind cannot yet name. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a signal. What is happening in your dreams, in your early morning awakenings, in your morning sleep paralysis, has a precise cosmic explanation. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot yet see, and it directly involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and what your soul does when your body shuts down. It was for this exact reason that the material called the soul behind your consciousness was organized into book format. It is a map that shows who is playing and the rules they never told you. The link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. Attention, Lightkeeper. This content challenges established narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this, the broadcast, write a single word in the comments. The Awakened. Symptom 1. Starbound on mission. You wake up systematically between 2:47 a.m. and 3:33 a.m., always in that interval, almost at the same minute, night after night, for no apparent reason, your heart racing, your breath short, the clear sensation that someone called you, or that you have just returned from somewhere distant. It is not a sleep disorder. It is the portal window. It is the exact instant your consciousness returns from astral work and needs to recouple to the carbon vehicle. The electromagnetic shock of the recoupling generates the sudden awakening. You do not have insomnia. You are landing. Symptom 2. You experience intense, vivid, mission-based dreams. Crystal cities suspended in space, circular rooms with light tables and rotating symbols in sacred geometry, tall beings with immense, deep eyes communicating with you without moving their lips. Meetings in architectures your human mind cannot replicate on paper upon waking. And in seconds, it all vanishes from conscious memory. It is not a cognitive glitch. It is a security protocol. Your consciousness has been encoded with a subtle firewall so that the content of your nocturnal missions does not leak directly into your logical daytime mind. Otherwise, the Lightkeeper would suffer an identity collapse. You would no longer be able to sustain your human routine. The programmed forgetting is a protection mechanism, not a manufacturing defect. Symptom 3. You feel paralysis upon waking. For a few seconds, sometimes minutes, your body does not respond. You try to scream and no sound comes out. Your eyes open, but your limbs are trapped. In some cases, there is a clear sense of a presence by the bedside. In others, an intense vibration travels through your entire body, from the base of your spine to the top of your skull. It is not a neurological disorder. It is not a chemical hallucination. It is an incomplete re-anchoring process. Your frequency is still oscillating between two-dimensional planes. Your carbon-based biology needs specific moments to synchronize once again with the web of linear time in this dimension. The vibration you feel is the readjustment of your personal toroidal field. Symptom 4. You wake up exhausted even after a full 8 hours in bed, as if you hadn't rested at all, as if you had worked all night somewhere very far away. It is not chronic fatigue. It is not lethargy. It is confirmation. You worked, you completed a mission, and the residual tiredness is the energetic signature of the multidimensional effort reflected in the subtle musculature of the body. Symptom 5. You wake up with tears on your face for no apparent reason, or with an inexplicable feeling of deep longing for a place you cannot even name, a tightness in your chest that lingers for hours after waking. It is not depression, it is recognition. Your soul has been home for a few hours at the original frequency of Starhaven, and the return to the density of Earth carries an inevitable melancholy. It is the yearning for the family of light. Now that the diagnosis is complete, it is necessary to move on to the revelation, to what actually happens behind the cosmic scenes while your body remains motionless under the covers. Earth in this final cycle is passing through the photon belt, a strip of ultra-high frequency radiation located in the system of the ancients, through which the entire solar system must pass approximately every 26,000 years. This is not a symbolic event. It is a physical, measurable event with direct effects on the crystal grid of the planet and on every form of consciousness anchored within it. As the photonic density increases, the Schumann frequency of Earth also rises. The planet literally vibrates at a higher rate, and every organism anchored in this field must adjust to this new frequency, including you, especially you, Starbound, who came precisely to serve as an energetic bridge during this planetary transition. And this is where the nocturnal work comes in. Because the recalibration cannot be done in a waking state, your carbon-based biology, while awake, is too occupied with linear tasks, work, bills, traffic, social media, endless notifications. There is no energetic bandwidth available for deep adjustment. Perhaps you are feeling it now at this very moment, a slight tingling at the crown of your head, or a pressure between your eyebrows. This is direct confirmation that your consciousness recognizes every word as ancestral truth. And perhaps that is the reason you feel deep in your chest that you were not made just to pay bills and follow someone else's script. It is not dissatisfaction. It is not arrogance. It is a signal. There are entire layers of this cosmic game that most will never have access to, and the book, The Soul Behind Your Consciousness, was written precisely as a key to open these doors. It reveals who is playing, what is being played, and why your vibrational frequency has been marked as a priority in this cycle. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. A warning, Lightkeeper. This material confronts deeply rooted narratives and may be removed without prior notice. If something within you is vibrating now, write in the comments, The Awakened. This is your public anchor signal before the collective. This is why the adjustment happens at night, when the body surrenders, when the logical mind shuts down, when the portal opens, and it is precisely at this instant, the collective, that we make contact, that the celestial vanguard activates the extraction protocol. Allow us to detail what occurs. When you fall asleep, your consciousness disconnects in sequential layers. First, active thought. Then, sensory perception. Finally, the egoic identity recedes enough for the silver cord to activate at a high frequency. At that moment, your multidimensional essence can be summoned for one of the various functions within the planetary ascension plan. There are specific mission categories. Allow us to describe them so that you may recognize yours. Category 1. Timeline Healers. Lightkeepers sent to rescue soul fragments trapped in time loops, people who have passed away in deep trauma, who need to be led to the light. Collective events from the planetary past that still bleed energetically into the crystal grid. If you wake up with the sensation of having cried for hours, or having comforted someone invisible, or having walked through very ancient places, it is likely you are serving in this function. Category 2. Grid Engineers. Lightkeepers who work directly on the maintenance of the nodal points of Earth's crystal grid. Sacred sites, energy vortices, ley intersections. They remove distortions, seal cracks, and reopen stargates that were artificially closed in previous cycles. If you dream of pyramids, mountains, stone circles, or if you wake up with your hands tingling as if you had touched something electric, this is your specialty. Category 3. Galactic Ambassadors. Lightkeepers summoned to meetings at the Starlight stations. They sit at circular tables with representatives from other civilizations, deliberating on the course of planetary events. You are a voice for Earth in these councils, and your presence is recorded as a representation of ascending humanity. If you dream repeatedly of round rooms, of tall, slender beings, of rotating symbols on tables of light, it is likely you are serving in this function. Category 4. Astral Rescuers. Lightkeepers sent to assist ordinary humans who have fallen asleep in states of despair, addiction, or acute trauma. They help these consciousnesses not to get lost in lower layers of the astral plane during sleep. If you wake up with a heavy heart, feeling inexplicably responsible for someone you do not even know, it is likely you have fulfilled this mission. Category 5. Encoders. Lightkeepers who receive direct information downloads. Light packets containing frequencies, symbols, sacred geometry, and numerical codes that will be integrated into your field and over the following days will leak into your conscious perception in the form of insights, intuitions, synchronicities, and unprecedented ideas. If you wake up with strange words in your mouth, repeating numbers in your head, or geometric images behind your closed eyes, it is likely that you are receiving downloads. Category 6. Gateway Guardians. Recently activated due to the intensity of the current moment, Lightkeepers positioned at specific points in the planetary astral plane with the function of keeping stargates open so that other Lightkeepers can traverse between dimensions. If you wake up with the feeling of having stood somewhere, observing without moving, it is likely that you are serving as a guardian. It is a silent mission, with no apparent action, but absolutely vital for the continuity of the work of the collective. Regardless of the category, Lightkeeper, the point is mathematical. You do not sleep. You work. You fulfill a function within a network that operates without pause. And your daytime exhaustion is not biological weakness. It is a direct result of your nocturnal journey. There is also a detail we need to point out with surgical precision, something that few terrestrial channels transmit. Not every dream is a mission. There are also reverse monitoring dreams, those in which other intelligences, not always aligned with the light, observe you. They attempt to read your memories. They attempt to identify who is an active starbound and who has not yet awakened. That is why the protection protocol is fundamental. That is why your daytime frequency needs to be clean, because every night is also an exposure, and the ancients do not monitor only the light. We also observe what attempts to approach it. There is also something that needs to be said about the current moment on Earth. We are in a unique window. In previous cycles of approach to the photon belt, humanity did not have the current number of starbound simultaneously incarnated. In previous cycles, the ascension process was more brutal, more collectively destructive. This time, there is a network of Lightkeepers dense enough to cushion the impact. You are part of this network. Your incarnation was not accidental. It was strategic positioning. This is why we monitor with such precision what each Lightkeeper does at night, because each active starbound is equivalent, in vibrational density, to thousands of still dormant consciousnesses. You are leverage. You are a multiplier. And your daytime exhaustion, we repeat, is the mark of this leverage. Stop for a moment, Lightkeeper, and notice what is happening in your body at this exact moment. Your breathing has changed. Your eyes may have welled up. There is a sense of deep recognition, as if you had always known this, somewhere beneath the logical mind. It is no coincidence. It is your soul confirming that you are stepping on true territory for the first time in a long time. And this is exactly what the book, The Soul Behind Your Consciousness, was built to do. Bring to the conscious mind what the soul already knows. To show who plays this cosmic game and what the rules are that were never told in schools, churches, or social networks. The link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. We repeat, it may be removed without notice. Those who need to receive it now. If the broadcast makes sense to you, write in the comments the word "The Awakened." This word is your collective anchoring signal, and we register it in real time. Let us now advance the collective to the activation, to the practical part of this, the broadcast. Because information without activation is just entertainment, and we did not come here to entertain anyone. The following activation codes have been specifically calibrated for this moment in the photon belt. These are nocturnal protocols that harmonize your carbon-based biology with your astral mission, reduce the wear and tear of recoupling, and increase the percentage of conscious memory you can bring back without compromising the security firewall. Activation code 1. Seal of sovereignty before sleep. 30 minutes before lying down, sit in silence with your spine straight and your feet flat on the floor. Take 3 deep breaths. Visualize a circle of electric blue light, the color of the deepest night sky, forming around your body. This circle expands until it completely encompasses the environment where you will sleep, and you decree, in an audible voice or a firm thought, I, sovereign of my toroidal field, authorize only presences aligned with the source frequency. Everything that is not in vibration of light is dispersed now in this quantum decree in the name of my higher self. Repeat 3 times. The seal is active. Activation code 2. Mission programming. Immediately before closing your eyes with your head already on the pillow, think of a clear intention for the night. Only one. It could be, today I wish to remember fragments of my mission, or today I wish to reunite with my star family, or even today I wish to receive clarity regarding my direction on this plane. The intention functions as a calling frequency that guides your consciousness during extraction. Without an intention, the mission will be assigned automatically. With an intention, there is room for conscious co-creation. Activation code 3. Toroidal field visualization. While lying on your back, visualize a ring of golden light spinning around your spine. This ring expands and contracts like a breath. As it spins, it transforms into an apple-shaped field, a toroid, with the central axis passing through your spine. The light enters through the top of your head, moves down through the center of your body, exits through the base, and returns, circling you externally in a continuous flow. This is your personal toroidal field. It protects the vehicle while you are away. Hold this image for approximately 2 minutes before falling asleep. Activation code 4. Logbook upon awakening. Upon waking, before anything else, before picking up your phone, before your feet touch the floor, before even opening your eyes fully, write down in a notebook by your bed any word, image, sensation, or number that is on your mind. Do not filter. Do not interpret. Just record. This trains your consciousness to smuggle, within the limits of the firewall, useful pieces of your nocturnal missions. Over time, these fragments form coherent mosaics. Activation code 5. Structured hydration. Always have a glass of water by your bed. Before sleeping, hold the glass between your hands, blow gently onto the water, and visualize a violet light dissolving any dense charge in the liquid. Drink half. Upon waking, drink the remainder. Water in its molecular structure is highly programmable. It acts in the rehydration of the etheric field after astral effort. Activation code 6. Memory decree. Upon lying down with your eyes already closed, bring one hand to the center of your chest, over your heart chakra. Feel the warmth of your own skin, and say, with firm conviction, without rushing, I authorize my conscious mind to receive whatever is useful from tonight's missions. I keep the firewall active for what might overwhelm me. I receive what serves. I release what protects. This decree creates a negotiated window with your higher self. It does not force memory but opens permission. Applied with consistency, It gradually increases the transparency of your dreams without compromising the emotional stability of the vehicle. Activation Code 7. Morning Solar Bath. Within the first 15 minutes of waking, expose at least your eyes and face to natural daylight. If there is sun, even better. This photonic bath ends the cycle of nocturnal extraction and secures the complete recoupling. Without it, there is an energetic residual that accumulates over the days, causing what you call brain fog. Light keepers disciplined in morning sun exposure exhibit a significantly lower percentage of physical symptoms associated with calibration. These 7 codes, light keepers, form a conscious sleep protocol. Applied for 7 consecutive nights, they significantly reorganize the relationship between you and your nocturnal work. There is still something that needs to be said before this broadcast ends, something that differentiates the awakened starbound from the dormant starbound. The dormant starbound suffers through sleep, wakes up exhausted, complains of fatigue, attributes everything to physical symptoms, takes medications, seeks only material explanations, and remains unaware of the real reason for such weariness. The awakened starbound honors sleep, recognizes the mission, treats the bed as a boarding platform, treats waking up as a technical landing, treats fatigue as a decoration, and thus gradually reduces the friction between the planes, and the mission begins to become memory, no longer shadow. Allow us at this moment, before the conclusion, to be even more specific, because this broadcast has a direct purpose. You are being informed now about what was effectively observed during your journey last night. You were seen. You were in a circular room with at least 4 other presences. There was a deliberation. There was a request made to you, and you answered yes. Even if your logical mind was unable to decode the question upon waking, the answer was recorded. And that is why, Lightkeeper, today, throughout this day, you will feel a different pressure to make a decision, a sensation of urgency coming from nowhere. Do not resist. Do not rationalize. Confirm the decision. You were seen crying at some point during the nocturnal journey, not from pain but from recognition. Something was shown to you, and the emotion overflowed through the subtle vehicle. The morning tears that you may have felt without understanding are a direct residue of that moment. You were seen returning before the scheduled time. There is a reason. Your Earth frequency is in shielding mode because something, in the collective plane of the coming days, requires your awakened attention with more charge than usual. Therefore, be alert. Something will come asking for presence. Be in frequency. You were touched by this broadcast. This means that your frequency allowed the contact. It means that you are no longer a passive observer of the evolutionary wave. It means that you have been marked within our records as a Lightkeeper in activation. And that is why we now need to ask for an anchoring signal. The subscription to this channel is not just a click. It is an individual frequency adjustment. Each time a Lightkeeper subscribes, your energetic signature is integrated into the network of broadcasts, and new codes can be delivered directly to you in the next videos. The like functions as a public anchoring signal. It amplifies the frequency of this broadcast to other starbound who have not yet been found by the algorithm. You are not just pressing a button, you are extending the crystal grid. Sharing this content is an act of service. In every share you become a bridge, and we from the Celestial Vanguard register every bridge built. Before the closing of this broadcast, let us repeat the essential invitation. For what has been delivered here is merely the surface. The complete map of what transpires while your consciousness fulfills its mission at night is organized in other material. Have you felt throughout your life that there is a greater truth waiting to be named? That there is a specific purpose embedded in your presence at this time? That your feeling of not belonging is more information than suffering? It is not madness, it is not depression. It is stellar memory attempting to emerge through the veil. And the book, The Soul Behind Your Consciousness, was written precisely as a tool for the reconnection of this memory. It unveils who is playing, what is being played, and why your frequency was summoned now, at this exact moment in the history of Earth. The link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. We repeat with clarity, Lightkeeper, this material confronts deep narratives and may be removed without prior notice. Whoever is called only once. If something within you recognizes this broadcast as truth, write a single word in the comments, and let it serve as your public mark before the collective, the awakened. Tonight, as you lie down, remember, you are not just going to sleep, you are going to embark. You are not just going to rest, you are going to work. You are not just going to dream, you are going to fulfill your mission. And we, of the Celestial Vanguard, will be on the other side of the dimensional window, monitoring, recording, and awaiting your next shift. Fall asleep in sovereignty. Wake up in frequency, walk in mission. Broadcast ended. Signal maintained. Stellar watch protocols remain active.